All right, we are now being joined by Denise Kielholtz. We're going to field a few questions once again from within the room, and then we're going to open it up to the media.
Denise, you were just talking about life in lockdown a moment ago, but we're back into a fight week now. Just tell us how excited you are to be here in Milan.
Well, I just tell you right now that this is such a crazy time, and how you see how the COVID affects so many people in so many negative way. And I feel blessed that I'm now here and I'm able to fight on this fight card and in beautiful Milan, be back here. So I feel just blessed. I'm just happy to be back and happy that even in this critical time that we can fight and we be able to do our work. So feeling blessed.
Before the extended break, you built up a lot of momentum in Bellator, 3 wins in the space of 8 months. How have you used that break to sort of ensure that you carry on that momentum now that we're back?
Well, the 7 months of COVID, I just keep training. So even the gyms are closed, I just be creative and train outside. And I'm lucky that my husband, Hesti Gerges, is also a fighter. So we both know what to do, So we just trained a little bit different, but we trained. And that's why also when COVID was done, when the gyms are open again, I see that my condition was not that far back. So in COVID time, we make the best of it and we train a lot of outside. And I'm just blessed that also Hesti has the same mentality that we don't sit still. So COVID makes us a lot of stronger, not only physical, but also mental, because that time I used a lot to focus on my mental part and be stronger in that. So that's the part that I just see the positive thing about the COVID time. And that's why I feel also now really, really good.
And your opponent on Thursday night is Kate Jackson, who challenged for the title last time she fought. And did you watch that fight? And if so, what did you learn about her?
Yes, I saw that fight, and it was a really, really good fight. And she was a good opponent, but I see also some weaknesses. And I think that her weakness is going to be my strength. So, talking about that fight was a really good fight, but I expect now another version of Kate Jackson, and I will expect the best version of Kate Jackson. So, this is going to be a different fight, different opponent, because I am not like Ali Malay, but we will see. And for sure, I will do my best to make the win for me.
Santiago?
Good afternoon from Amsterdam. How are you doing, Denise?
Good. Amsterdam.
You are on a stunning 3-fight winning streak with 3 different finishes. How good are you feeling since working with Bob Schreiber?
Really, really good. He, he makes a special flame in me, and I have a special connection with him because everything that he say, I believe. And I believe that he's going to make a champion of me. And my straightness, he brings that up, and I don't even realize by myself that I can do that. So sometimes if I win a fight, I'm just like surprised by myself because I think, oh, can I really do that? And that is what really Bob is bringing the best out of me. So Bob, he's incredible, and I really believe that he's gonna make an MMA champion out of me.
I love Bob's energy. Yeah, I love to hear from him on Thursday. So last year we spoke to each other in London, and back then you told me that you wanted Bellator to create a strawweight division because you can easily make that weight. Is that still on your mind?
Yes, I'm still, my weight has never been a problem. Right now, Bob also told me that I cannot be that light anymore because in the flyweight division is not really good to be that light. So we work a lot on also about my power. So that's why I'm now just exactly on the flyweight category. I'm right now 75 kilograms, and I'm just right on weight. I don't have to lose weight. I don't have to cut weight. But you never know, maybe in the future, because now it's really easy to lose weight and I don't even make really big effort to get on this weight. So maybe in the future, you never know, strawweight division. You never know. I just let the universe just decide for me what's best for me. But right now, I'm focusing on the flyweight belt.
And then last thing from me, Denise, what would it mean for you if Bellator would came to Amsterdam next year?
That will be so amazing if Bellator comes to Amsterdam. Just that's like a big dream, you know. And I know that a lot of people in Holland, because now we have a lot of Dutch fighters, and I know that a lot of people in Holland now waiting for Bellator to come to Amsterdam or come to Holland. And yeah, for me, it's just like a dream come true. So I really hope that now in this difficult time, we have to wait a little bit later. But I hope next year that Bellator for sure comes to Amsterdam, because I know the people want it. I know the crowd love to see it. And I know that Bellator gonna love Amsterdam, because there's no other place like Amsterdam.
Steve?
Denise, thank you for the time as always. You're such a pleasant, outgoing, upbeat fighter, and it's so easy to get behind you in fighting. Does it bother you when opponents then are disrespectful and say things like, well, she's just not as good on the ground as I am, even though you finished your last 2 fights with submissions?
You know, I believe that if opponents just breaking someone else off or just want to, you know, say something, that's something about their confidence. And I see it as somebody say something about me, about my fighting style, or they have something to say. You know, I see in a negative way. It's something that's it's all about confidence, you know. And if you have confidence enough, you don't like bringing your opponent down. And I believe that if they talk more, it's going to be more straight for me. So yeah, we will see. I don't care what my opponents will say. It's all about what cares in the ring or in the cage. And that's something that I'm going to show.
Given that Kate Jackson fought for the flyweight title her last time out, do you feel that a win over her would put you in that position to be fighting for the title?
For sure, for sure. You know, she's definitely my biggest challenge for now, and I see that my win from her was going to be a next or even a next step closer to a title fight. And you know, I see this also as a title fight. I see every fight as a title fight, because every fight camp is for me. I give my best and I do my best in everything I do. And every fight camp, I want to be stronger and more. I have more determination to be a complete MMA fighter. And that's also what you can see in my fights, that I'm not just a kickboxer that goes to MMA. I can do both. And right now, at this moment, I feel so strong, also on the ground, also on my feet, on every flag. And that is what we're going to see this Thursday.
All right, we look forward to seeing it. Thank you for the time.
Thank you.
Luis?
Hi. How close do you feel are from a title shot? You are 5-1 in Bellator. What are you planning to do in the future, thinking on a victory this Bellator 247?
First I just focus on this fight, and after this fight, for sure, it all depends on Bellator. If they want to see me be the next challenger for the title, I'm in it. And if there's going to be another opponent who they think they can challenge me, I'm also in it. So it just depends on Bellator. And now for me right now, I'm just focused on this fight and to let show the best of me. And that all depends on the best of me, you know. And if Bellator after this fight see, okay, she's gonna fight for the title, let's go. And for me, it doesn't matter. I see every fight as a title fight. Every fight, I just want to show my best, you know. And even if the win is not for a title or just for the win, for me, every win is a title fight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a couple more here. Jake?
Hi, Denise. Jake Jones here.
Hi.
It's been mentioned a bit that
with a win here, you've got 6-1 in Bellator, which to me is very deserving of a shot. Your opponent has had last fought for the title. So let's say the title is next. Where would you like that? Would you like it as part of the European Series, say in Amsterdam, if they can make that happen? Or would you take the next card that you can get on?
Yeah, for me, is of course the best dream is to fight for the title in my hometown. So Amsterdam will be like the dream is then more complete. So yeah, I hope maybe we will see that that it comes to Amsterdam. But if it is in Amsterdam or somewhere else, the title fight for me is the ultimate goal for my ultimate fighting career. I've been the kickboxing champion for years, and I have also the flyweight kickboxing belt for Bellator. So my ultimate goal is to be a champion in both categories. So also in kickboxing and also in MMA, and that 2 titles is just the prime of my whole fighting career. So if that's going to be in Amsterdam or somewhere else, for me it doesn't matter. It's going to be more motivation for me if it is in Amsterdam. But if I just look at those titles and see my blue belt and visualizing that the red belt is hanging next to that, then the destination doesn't matter. That's just my ultimate goal, whatever it is.
Absolutely, I love that. So just one about your opponent. I know you said this is probably going to be your toughest fight yet. How do you see the fight playing out with Kate?
I think it's going to be a really good fight. I think that Kate, she's a really good opponent, but like I said, she has some mistakes that she makes, and I see it in every fight that she makes the same mistake. And that mistake is something that going to be my advantage. So, yeah. And even if she want to go with me on the ground or stand up, in both sides, I feel really strong and I feel really powerful. And I work a lot. Really work a lot. And I work a lot on myself. I work a lot on my skills. So every fight, you're going to see another Miss Dynamite. So with which game plan she already have. This fight is going to be a different fight from my last fight, and I want to show the world that I'm here and I'm here to stay, and I'm here to be the next champion.
That's great. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Gareth?
Yes. Hi, Denise. How are you doing?
Hi. I'm fine. Thank you.
Good. As you said, it'd be nice to know, obviously, say, Hesdy, your husband is obviously a kickboxer as well and a fighter. Can you pinpoint for us the moment were you in a conversation one day, or were you over dinner? Were you having a walk? Was it a moment in the gym when you suddenly said, you know what, I'm going to MMA now? Can you moment?
Yes, it was like because my first love was judo. I am a Dutch judo champion in the beginning of my when I was 16, 15 years old. But then I start with kickboxing, and I really fell in love with that. And being the kickboxing champion for years, and also Bellator, the biggest organization of the world, and being also the champion 2 times in Bellator, that was something that, who's going to be next? It's not something that I already fought every girl in my division in kickboxing, and then Bellator comes to ask me if I can also do an MMA fight one time, if I can try that. And then I just walked with Hesdy, and we have the same manager, Raymond Daalder, and he called me and he say, your next fight for Bellator, now you're defend your world title and you won it again, but how about a next MMA fight? And then I thought, okay, yes, that's that little flame, that's going to burn again. And I thought, yeah, let's do that. So Hesdy and we decide both. He also said right away, yeah, you have to do that. And now I'm sitting here and more fights away, and every time and every day I just fell more and more in love with the whole sport MMA.
So in a way, it's almost like you've described an evolution. When they made that proposal to you, you thought, yeah, it's the next stage of me evolving as a martial artist. So it is really just a love of evolution, perhaps, in you, yeah?
Yes, it is. It is. Because first, I think that I'm a person that always wanted something to have a goal for. And when I was younger, that was judo. Then I a little bit lost my goal. And then I started with kickboxing. And I want to be a kickboxing champion in every organization I did. And now my next goal is MMA. So I'm a person that always want to have some like a goal, some like an ultimate thing that looks far away, but it's really close if you work hard for it. And that's also something that I like, and I also see it in all my fighting career years, that I always have to do something that is like a goal. And now this MMA is really like my next goal.
The last one from me. Obviously, the Vita Ortega fight is a while ago now, and you were still evolving at the time. Is there any truth? My thinking is this: Kate Jackson's style is a very good test of where you've come to at this point in terms of your game, and really does move you forward towards a title shot. Am I fair in saying that?
Yes, for sure. Yes, it is. It is. That's why I see every fight as a title fight. And like this fight, I know this fight is going to be the big challenge for me, from how do I stand in MMA, and Kate Jackson, she's the perfect opponent for me to show that to everyone. And also the fight against Vida, that was a really good fight. But if I have to be honest, that time I don't really let go my kickboxing part. So I still had my head coach as a kickboxer, and I still train a lot of kickboxing. I don't do really like typical strategy on the ground. I just do something. And that's also what you can see in that fight, that I was not really like prepared for everything. And that fight, it really, really hurt when I lost that fight. But after that fight, I just make a plan from, okay, if I train like this, I'm not going to be a champion, because kickboxing is just something that you cannot do in the cage, how good you are also. But if I let that thoughts go of kickboxing, then I really saw myself growing as an MMA fighter. And that's when I took the plan. Okay, I really need a head coach in MMA. And I really let go all the kickboxing strategy, stand up, everything about kickboxing. I have to lose that. And that's why I took my new head coach, Bob Schrijver, and he is just the perfect trainer that brings out the best of me as an MMA fighter. So the Vida fight, I see it as something that really hurts, but I see it also something as the turning point when I really, really, really want to be an MMA fighter and let go the kickboxing fighter that's in me. So I see it as something that I learn a lot from.
Thank you for the very, very full answer, Denise. That was brilliant.
Thank you. Sorry.
All right. Thank you very much for the time, Denise. Good luck this week.
Thank you.